Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode. I'm super excited to dive into a topic that's not just educational, but also a little nostalgic for many of us middle school in the US. You know, that awkward yet fascinating phase that comes right after elementary school and before the roller coaster ride of high school. It's like the middle child of the education system, right?
Yeah, middle school is such a unique time. So, what age do most kids start middle school?
Great question. Most kids in the US start middle school at around 12 years old, typically in 7th grade. Some schools even include 6th grade, so it can vary a bit. But imagine being 12 and suddenly having to juggle 6 or 7 different classes with different teachers.
Whoa, that sounds intense. I can barely keep track of one teacher, let alone multiple. So, what's the biggest change for students when they transition to middle school?
The transition can be quite overwhelming. In elementary school, you usually have one teacher for all your subjects, but in middle school, you're hopping from class to class, meeting different teachers, and dealing with a lot more homework. I remember when I first started middle school, I felt like I was drowning in assignments.
Drowning in homework. That's a vivid image. So, did you have any crazy experiences with your teachers or classes?
Oh, absolutely. I had this one teacher who was super passionate about history, but he would go off on these wild tangents about ancient civilizations. One minute we were learning about the American Revolution, and the next, he was telling us about the pyramids in Egypt. It was fascinating, but also a bit confusing at times.
Wow. That sounds like a roller coaster of a class. So what about the social side of things? I've heard that middle school can be a bit of a social jungle.
Oh, it definitely is. In elementary school, you're with the same group of kids every year, but in middle school, you're thrown into a much larger pool of students from different elementary schools. It's like being in a new city where you don't know anyone. And then, on top of that, you're going through puberty, which can really change how you interact with others.
Yikes. That sounds like a lot to handle. So, how do students cope with all these changes?
Well, it's all about adapting. Middle school is a crucial time for developing study skills and learning how to manage your time. You start learning subjects like English, US, history, earth science, and algebra. And let's not forget about electives. I took art and guitar class in 7th grade, which was a great way to express myself amidst all the chaos.
Electives? What are those exactly?
Electives are optional classes that students can choose to take, like art, music, or even coding. They allow students to explore their interests outside of the core subjects. It's like a little taste of freedom in the school system.
Oh, that sounds awesome. So, what's one challenging thing about middle school that you think everyone should know?
I'd say the biggest challenge is probably the social dynamics. It can be tough to navigate friendships and cliques, especially when everyone is trying to figure out who they are. But it's also a time for growth and self-discovery, which is pretty cool.
Wow, that's really insightful. So, to wrap it up, what's the takeaway for our listeners about middle school?
I'd say middle school is a pivotal time for learning not just academically, but also socially. It sets the stage for high school and beyond. So, embrace the chaos, learn from it, and don't forget to have fun along the way.
I love that. Thanks for sharing all this. And how can our listeners get more involved with this topic?
Absolutely! Remember to sign up for our listening practice seminars and download the Listening Time podcast to sharpen your skills. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow us on Instagram for more engaging content. I'll see you next time.